there, everybody. You're welcome to the Ugamadi Football Channel. And in today's video, I'll be talking about two topics, two players. One, Trevor Chalobah has been recalled by Chelsea. So, Chelsea fans, I don't know what you feel about that. I wonder what you think about that. He's been recalled from his loan at Crystal Palace. For me personally, I feel if he's being recalled, or since he has been recalled, I hope he's actually going to play. And we don't want one of those things where he's recalled, he's kept on the bench, played 2 minutes, played 3 minutes, played 5 minutes, use as some sort of tactical piece, you know, that you use sparingly, that would just be used sparingly by Enzo Maresca. For me, since he's been recalled, he should play. And I think this signals the departure of Disasi. For me, I think there are two ways to look at Disasi. First off, he is a decent defender, actually. I know I've criticized him on this channel and on other platforms. He is indeed a decent central defender. But for me, in my opinion, he's more of an orthodox, traditional centre back. Play in the middle, you know, be tough to get past, strong, physically strong, and good in the air as well. So your typical centre back. And decent passing as well. His passing, I think, is underrated. But when you get into this era of centre backs that some coaches like Enzo Maresca, you know, wants to play out wide, have this tactical thing where you're having a central midfielder playing as a right back and then moving into midfield, and then you have a centre back having to stretch out wide, almost like an auxiliary right back or auxiliary full back. He doesn't quite have the legs or the, should I say, mobility to play there, because you would be coming up against pacey wingers, you're coming up against pacey fullbacks or wing backs, and he has that issue. And then when you're playing in a high line, once the ball goes behind you, you need to have the legs, to chase, the counter-attacking attacker, maybe the striker or a winger. But he doesn't have that physical ability to chase back, the defender like a Van der Ven or something. So I think that's where his issues have arisen. And I want to say it's been a bit unfair to him as well, because he had Pochettino last season playing him out of position, as some sort of auxiliary right back as well. And Enzo Maresca doing the same thing this season, playing him there. And each time he plays there, you just see that he's struggling. So for me, if Juventus come for him, I think he should go. Monaco comes for him, he should go. So I think Trevor Chalobah would be it could be decent for Chelsea as well. I know Josh Archipong has been impressive in the minutes he's played, but I think Trevor Chalobah brings a bit more experience, I'd say, obviously, than Josh Archipong, and gives you another option in the defense as well. People are saying Maresca doesn't rate Tosin. I don't think that's the case. So for me, I think it's good that Trevor Chalobah is back, but one thing I want to emphasize is I hope he plays. Not one of those things where, like a Casaday that was unknown at Leicester City, playing well, having useful important minutes, not being recalled by Chelsea and being kept on the bench. So I hope that's not the case for Trevor Chalobah, because I don't think that would be good for the player's development and good for the club as well. And I think if it's one of those instances where he's kept on the bench and doesn't really get to play, then I think it will be something that will sort of tarnish the relationship between Trevor Chalobah and the club, if it's not already been tarnished at this minute. But let's see how that goes. So the next thing I want to talk about is Ari Korabo. On this channel, I talk about Chelsea, talk about other footballing topics, but I also like to talk about emerging Nigerian talents. I like to talk about Nigerian football, talk about players who are really breaking through and could and should be integrated in Nigerian Super Eagles, at least brought into the ecosystem of Nigerian international football. So for me, Ari Parabo is what you call a wonder kid. The amount of goals he scored last season in the TTC the championship, and then he scored as well this season, and secured a move to Lillestrøm in Norway. So hopefully he picks up his form, he picks up from where he started last season, for where he ended last season, and what he's been doing this season so far. Some games ago, he scored a hat trick. So I think, hopefully, I'm hoping he, really kicks it off in Lillestrøm. And he's someone that I would love to see integrated in, the Nigerian football setup. Once again, some people say, "Oh, he's too young." I get it; it's too young. And like what I always say with young players, I'm not saying you should have to play them for 90 minutes. I'm not saying they should have to play 45 minutes, but I'm saying 10 minutes, 15 minutes here and there. Get them involved. Let them have a feel of, what it takes to be part of an international setup. For me, I would rather have an Ari Porabo or Nyibucho Basi in the team as opposed to having, a Kelechi Iheanacho who at this point in time we don't really give you anything coming off the bench. We don't excite anyone because I think his time has passed. And Nigerian Super Eagles, that's my opinion. You might think differently, So I'll rather have, an Ari Porabo as part of the team playing 10 minutes, 15 minutes, to be part of international setup for his own development as well, and something to get the fans of Nigerian football excited as well. So I wonder what your thoughts are on this player. For me, like I said, he's an amazing player. He's superstar in the making and a wonder kid in my opinion. And like I said in previous videos, I said one of the reasons I had this channel is to create that positive narrative because, like I said, have a look, go on your own, search the web, Google search, whichever search engine you use. Go search top 20 wonder kids in the world. You would see. You wouldn't see any Nigerian name there. Is it because these players don't have the ability? I don't think so. Is it because they don't have the output? They don't have the stats, goals, and assists? I don't think that's the case. But there are other reasons that I can't explain on here that we don't usually have Nigerian players in the mix, for all those sort of lists. So that's one of the reasons I've had this channel. So you have players, from all over the world really, but focusing on Nigerian players as well, because at this minute we're not having that opportunity of seeing Nigerian players on such lists or having that positive narrative around Nigerian players. And for me, in my opinion, I feel Nigerian players have it tough, in terms of when you're trying to break through. It's not that easy, as it is for European players. Don't get me wrong, European players, you have to put in the effort, you have to have the skill, you have to have the ability, But for a Nigerian player, for instance, the African players, for instance, you playing well, no one knows about you really. No one really, really knows about you, except people who are overtly intentional about finding out about you. No one really knows you. You don't have that marketing around you. You don't have that narrative around you. You don't have that publicity around what you're doing. So like I've cited instances in Brazil, you see an 18-year-old Brazilian, he signed straight to Real Madrid. He signed straight to Chelsea. He signed straight to Arsenal. But you don't have that for Nigerian players. You don't have a Nigerian player just sign straight from as a 17, 18-year-old, 19-year-old to the top clubs in Europe. And that is because not many people know about these players, what they do at the minute, that for one, and then secondly, the state of Nigerian domestic grassroots football that I think, in my opinion, should be improved and developed. Saying this as well, I want to use the opportunity to say, subscribe to the channel. That's for one. Click the notification bell so you're notified each time I put a video on the channel. But even more importantly, if you are the proprietor of a grassroots academy in Nigeria, drop your name in the comment section and I'll reach out to you and we can have discussions on how I can support your academy. If you know any owners or proprietors or managers, directors of football academies in Nigeria, drop it in the comment section and I'll try to reach out to those people as well. So, like I said, there'll be a live show coming up on this channel. It'll be on Friday tomorrow. So, remember to be part of the live stream. And as to details, you'll all know very, very soon. So, please subscribe to the channel. Please notification bell notified each time I go live. And I'll see you on yet another video. So, stay good and stay blessed.